So you don't enjoy stretching. I get it. Most people actually don't enjoy stretching. It is uncomfortable, it takes up time, and it is not as flashy as most things are that you can do at the gym, be it calisthenics, hypertrophy training, or whatever. Also, people can't really see the results of your mobility training unless you really show them, and you're not gonna bust a split in front of people just to show that you're flexible. All right, I get it. So if you want to reduce the time required to stretch, today we're going to have 2 simple exercises that are going to stretch your entire body. So if you are ready, let's get into it. Now we will require 1 single piece of equipment, and that is going to be any form of elevation. I use this box for box jumps because you can change the height the way you like it. So you do not have to step away or step to another place or other elevation the more you become flexible. So we can change it at any point in time. So for exercise number 1, we're going to be doing a low butcher's block stretch. Basically, you want to put both of your elbows on the elevation. You can straighten your arms. Now for the beginning, we're going to push downward, go into a spinal extension. So this is spinal flexion, this is spinal extension. We want to go into a full spinal extension. We're opening up our chest, we're pulling together our shoulder blades at the back, and then we're going to pull in here and push downwards. Now we're going to notice we're opening up our chest and our shoulders. We have a nice stretch in our latissimus and in our triceps, and from here we can extend our arms, open sideways, pull our shoulder blades together, and then switch up backwards. Now that is the lowest point you can go. If you want to increase the difficulty of this exercise, what we're going to do is increase the height. So now that we have increased the height, this is going to be an amazing stretch because instead of going down on our knees, we're going to keep our legs straight. Now, there's a couple of things we need to keep in mind here. First, if your back is rounding, you're going to be compensating for a lack of mobility in your hamstrings, so basically the backside of your legs. So loosen up a little bit, and now we're going to start. Same thing, butcher's block. We've got our elbows on top of the elevation. We're going to start at our hips, and we're going to go into a pelvic tilt. This is very important because you're going to notice as soon as you tilt your pelvis, you're going to have a nice little stretch in your hamstrings. So we're going to work our way up. First, the pelvic tilt, push your butt up, outwards, go into a lumbar spinal extension. Next up, we're going to push our chest towards the ground. We're going to pull our shoulder blades together, keep those legs extended. And now from here, we're going to switch left side and right side. Switch to the left side, switch to the right side. Try to keep your back as extended as possible. If you go into a little bit of a spinal flexion, that is okay, depending on your mobility. And from here, you can also extend, push further down with your chest, pull in, and repeat the whole process a couple of times. This is basically stretch number 1, which is a combination of posterior chain starting at the butt, basically, anterior chain starting at the top of your body. Now we're going to switch it up. Now, this exercise is by far one of my favorites because we're going to be working our entire anterior chain starting at our knees, working our way all the way up here. So, to get into position, we have 3 levels for this exercise. For level number 1, this is for total beginners. If you do not have enough hip flexibility at the front and you are experiencing pain or tightness, start with level number 1, which is basically you want to open up your legs far enough so you can punch down or push down with your butt. We're going to put our hands back here and we're going to push forward with our hips. Be sure to flex your lower spine, so your spinal erectors, your glutes, and your biceps femoris, to push forward as much as you can. If you do not experience any sort of stretch here, you are ready to go down, level number 2, which is basically down on your elbows. Very important here, we do not want to bring our butt to the ground. We actually have to push it up to experience enough of a stretch. And if you do level number 2, you can already notice it's starting at the insertions of our quadriceps in our knee, going all the way up our hip flexors, and our abdominals are getting a nice little stretch too. If you, however, do not feel a stretch, at level number 2. Now we can go down fully into level number 3. Very important again, butt is not on the ground. We're pushing upward, and now we can actually pull our arms forward to lengthen our chest musculature as well, and push up, which is pretty advanced already. So you can either just lie down for the beginning until you get used to the movement, and then from here start pushing upwards and hold, which again I say is a very advanced stretch. So be careful, we do not want you to hurt yourself, but if you use those 2 stretches, you have basically gone through your entire body, especially you have gone through all the problem zones. And the problem zones are usually the knees, the hips, and the shoulders, and of course your lumbar spine. So we're working on all of that. Basically a 2 exercise full body stretch just for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this is helpful. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all guys tomorrow because new videos every day. Captain Cairo, peace out.